boobs are boobing.
So baby, hold me closer.
You look so good. I love that dress on you.
Oh, thank you. Skims dress literally has... my mom's like, I'd save a cent per wear at this point. Like, I've got
Literally.
my value for money.
I saw a thing on TikTok the last day that, you know that girl math is actually econ.
What's econ?
It's a certain... I think I saved the video to show you. But basically, someone who works...
In finance?
was like,
growth.
yeah, it's a something cost. It's already in so basically we were doing real things with girl maths.
Well, girls should run the world, do you know what I mean?
Oh, I also have something else in my saved videos that I want to talk about in a second.
Oh, that's great. Because I have no topics for this podcast. We are raw dogging. Welcome
We're
back
raw
to episode
dogging.
24 of the Pay Attention Podcast.
Welcome back! Guys, this one's going to be a really funny podcast. Okay, so I need to find this girl maths thing.
Says
But you know what? I don't
funny.
think I'll find this girl maths thing, but I will post it on the podcast page. So if you're not following the Instagram, please follow it so you will see it. But also, I saw this TikTok the last day. Now, I don't have a cat.
Either do I.
Actually, one time I did have a cat briefly for like a week.
My mom always told us that Jack was allergic to them, so we couldn't get them.
Yeah, Mom did the same. Actually, no, my mom liked him, but I think she used to pretend that somebody was allergic so we couldn't have them because Dad didn't want them or something. But basically, I remember one time, you know, out in the Tankard,
Yeah.
that we were like playing down by the beach. You know the way like there's a restaurant and then you can go on to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And we were down there, and I heard a man walking by with like meowing in a bag. And I was like, oh my God, he's got a kitten in the bag. And then he came back and he'd no bag. And I was like, where's the kitten gone? We ran down and we could hear the bag in the water with the kitten in it. I ran back up screaming, crying
He was
to my
drowning
mom.
the kitten.
Yeah, and I went to screaming, crying to my mom. Mom went up, and then when Mom heard it, Mom literally jumped into the water. Like this sewage
Mama bear
thing.
mode.
To get the kitten because we were crying so hard, and she got the kitten and came back, and he had actually put rocks in it, but there was a little air bubble so the cat was staying alive.
But why wouldn't he just like
Give
obviously
away.
dumping a cat isn't a good idea, but you don't have to drown it.
Well, actually, my mom reported it, and he got fined for every plastic bag that was in that section of the thing afterwards because he lived nearby. He got fined so much money, but thank God, so that was good. But my mom went in and saved the cat, and we kept it briefly, but it was a very feral cat, and we called it Lucky. And Lucky was like, we were like minding Lucky or whatever, but we were going on holidays the week later, so my nan minded it, but sure broke out. It was a feral cat and we never had it again then. But anyway, back to cat things. I actually do quite like cats. A lot of my friends don't like them, but I think that they're really cute. But I saw this like really funny TikTok that this guy made about having like cats, and it's like, I feel overwhelmed. It's okay, I threw up on your laundry. I don't feel like eating. Bet I'll eat your food. It's like, I want to sleep all day. I peed in your bed. It's like, I feel so lost in life. I ate your AirPod, by the way. And then in the comments, I was crying, laughing at all of them. And someone said, my cat gave birth on me while I was sleeping. And one goes, my orange cat crawled through the vents to get into my locked bedroom at 4 a.m. And then someone goes, nah, legit, I came home from a night shift and from the hospital to find out that my cat had peed, pooped and vomited all on my pillow. Like, it's like people who like have cats like go through the suffering with them.
People who have cats are built different.
It's so funny,
I think I could be a cat person if I got a cat.
I think you would be as well. This
Like,
one was...
Shun has 2 cats and she's like the biggest cat lady.
She could. My black cat fell into a pan of cold olive oil at 5 a.m. I spent 2 weeks washing him, trying to get him clean and trying to get the oil off my floor. And then it's like, I once was crying on the floor. My orange cat looked at me dearly and smacked some sense at me. And it was with the cat.
And it definitely was smacking sense.
Definitely was
It's like,
smacking
bitch,
sense.
stand up.
Bitch, get up. But yeah, I was crying laughing at that the last day. I was like, I need to talk about this in the podcast. This makes me crack up laughing.
That's
like,
very
animals
funny.
are so funny. Oh yeah, so what we're going to do for this episode...
We're going to do a bit of a different one because
Yeah.
ideally we would love if you, the listeners,
Yes.
sent us your life/dating dilemmas to answer.
It
But-
doesn't have to be dating either. It could just be life dilemmas in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything
Yeah.
that we can comment on and, you know.
I actually think I
Give
figured out how
opinions.
to make a completely anonymous form that they can like type long
Oh,
ones in.
great.
So I will get that created.
We'll add that to the
I
glasses
can't.
on. She's ready to go.
I'm ready to read.
But yeah, so until then, we're gonna do a Reddit
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole episode. We've never done one of these. We're not going to become a full Am I the asshole podcast.
No.
But I do enjoy.
I love these when I see them come up on TikTok. You know,
I know
they've
I
got
need
the
to
little
get better
like
at clipping
Fortnite
the
game
pod.
or
I really
something.
do. Yeah.
But okay, so the first one.
Okay, go. Hit me.
Hit me.
Hit me.
Okay, let me get comfy because this one's a bit long.
Oh, do you know them as well?
No, I actually didn't read them. I just looked at the title. So this is the first for me as well. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my friend while I'm married? By sleeping, I literally mean sleeping like snoozing. Me, 26 female, and my husband, 27 male, have been married for 7 years and together for a total of 11 years. We have always been happy with each other and I love my husband with everything in me. But recently he's been complaining about how I use too many blankets and he gets too hot. I snuggle him too much, I use too many pillows, I go to bed too early / too late if it changes. And more stuff like that. So I promised him I would go to bed when he did. I would use only one pillow and one blanket and I wouldn't cuddle him anymore. He didn't think, sorry, the Wi-Fi came up there. He didn't think he was good enough. He is refusing to sleep in the same bed as me. He sleeps in our guest room while I sleep alone. This has been going on for almost 3 months and we haven't had sex a single time. He's never complained about my sex. He's just refusing. He tells me things like, if we aren't in the same bed, why would we have sex? All stuff like that. I have a high sex drive and so does he. Early into our marriage, we would have sex about 3 times a week, but sorry now lads, it's such small writing. But that's not what I'm complaining about. I miss my husband and ever since he started sleeping away from me, he's barely spoke to me. He gets up at 6 a.m. every day, leaves at 8 a.m. and gets back home at 7 to 8 p.m. His job hours are 9 to 5. I don't know where he's going and I feel unwanted. So back to my point. Recently my friend, 26 female, got divorced. Oh, I thought this was got divorced. She couldn't afford her house, so I let her move in with me. I've known her since we were both 2. Now she does have her own room, but she's having the same problem as me. She feels lonely and unwanted, so we sleep in the same bed every night. We don't have sex, we just cuddle. Now, I will admit sometimes I give her small kisses on the forehead, and she does the same to me, but my love language is touch, so if I can't touch my husband, I'll need someone else to kiss. I've never touched her lips once. We've never done anything more than a goodnight kisses on the cheek or forehead. We've been snuggling together for about 3 weeks now and my husband is pissed. He told me my whole homophobic family that I kicked out of our bedroom. He told me my whole, in brackets, homophobic family that I kicked him out of our bedroom so I can sleep with a girl. I just need advice to know if I'm the asshole for snuggling with someone else. My husband is yelling at me almost every night now. He has thrown stuff, broken plates. I made him a fancy dinner so we can talk and catch up. He took the plate I made for him and he threw it on the ground, creating a big mess. Yes, he does pay the bills. My friend doesn't pay for anything. She's just simply too depressed. My whole family hates me now. His family, he does. The only one I have is my friend, and honestly, she's not enough. I feel unwanted and lost. My husband called me a hoe-ass bitch who doesn't know how to keep my hands out of women's pants. By the way, neither my husband or I are homophobic. Our families are religious and homophobic. So that's why they're so pissed at me. Edit. This is a throwaway account. Edit. He just got home. I'm going to try to talk to him now. Update. We had an hour-long talk. I cried. He did a bit too. We want each other and we love each other. I read some people say that he could have... I don't know what that is. I admitted to kissing my friend's forehead and cheeks there. He did get a bit pissed, but admitted to cheating on me as well. We decided therapy or divorce would be the best option. Thank you for all the advice. We will not be sleeping together again, my friend and I, and my husband and I are thinking about starting to do so again. I feel really bad. The reason why he was coming home late was because he would drink away the fact that he cheated on me. Why are you feeling guilty about that? He said he's going to cook for me tomorrow. Thank you for all the comments. That made me talk to him. I feel so much better. My friend is pissed. I won't allow her to sleep with me anymore, so she's moving out. I think she had feelings for me. I'm not sure what to do with her. I lost my friend, but in bracket may have gained back my husband. So I don't know what to do really. Small update. I'm seeking therapy and a divorce lawyer. Edit. For everyone saying how I didn't cheat, there are so many people telling me I did. I don't know which one is true, but I'm going to assume I did. I've reached out to my family and they said how I was cheating on him. They now know I didn't have sex with the girl, but they still call it cheating. We and my friend are on good terms again. My husband and I are working on a divorce.
There is so much to unpack here.
Like, I'm actually in shock after that.
I think before you read the edits and stuff, my brain was like, number one, he's either cheating or like he's trying to like,
automatically went to the fact that he's cheating.
Or he's trying to like fizzle out the relationship in a way
you're
that
married. You can't fizzle out a fucking marriage.
I know, but I think that's what he was trying to do. But
I'm shocked.
Yeah, divorce is what? Okay, number one, she's not the asshole. Because he like was like breadcrumbing her or whatever the term is. Like he was definitely breadcrumbing her and definitely like emotionally manipulating her, starving her of her love language,
but she was compromising
of intimacy. She was sleeping with one pillow. If you are a girl who sleeps with 2 or more pillows like me, like why are you sleeping with one pillow?
Yeah, I only sleep with one pillow, but I wouldn't ask for anybody else to sleep with more.
Like to change how they sleep. Also, you've been together for 7 years and there was no issue.
Yeah,
and
why is it now?
It was definitely the cheating. It was the cheating
always. Like,
and then him getting jealous with the friend.
But do you think that the girlfriend had feelings for her? I think probably did.
Well, I think the girlfriend was probably in a really vulnerable position after being divorced.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, maybe feelings got confused or whatever. But I think the friend is like not even like whatever about the friend. Like everything like that's a mess.
That is such a fucking mess. Fuck me. Thank God she's getting a divorce though.
Yeah, I'm really happy for her.
Yeah, happy for her too. God, that was intense. On to the next.
I think my reactions while you were speaking there, I was like,
I need to zoom in, guys, because I'm so fucking blind. Am I the asshole for telling my sister's boyfriend that she was having an affair? I'll be using made-up names to preserve anonymity.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out who.
Logistic.
So her sister's boyfriend, that her sister was having an affair.
Yes.
Okay.
I, female 23, was 18 at the time, have an older sister, female 25 at the time, named Stephanie. Her and her boyfriend Trench have been together for 4 years and have a baby girl, Miranda. Trench has no idea that Stephanie has been having an affair with her boss for the last 2 years, and they are planning on getting married next year. I had known about the affair for 3 months. I found out when I was ordering on DoorDash on Stephanie's phone and noticed incoming work emails from her boss pretty much revealing their whole affair. Stephanie knows that I know because I confronted her about it, but I told her I didn't want to get involved and I trusted that she would sort this out with Trench as it wasn't my business, which I would do as well. Now this next part got me. I'm an avid Sims player. I stream Sims gameplay and any free time I have I'm playing The Sims. Same girl, same. My sister and I get into petty fights, but nothing nearly as bad as the one we had after I expressed my concern about the affair she was having with her boss and told her my thoughts about the situation and said how bad I felt for Trench, who was madly in love with her. She flew into a rage and said it's not my position to comment on other people's relationships and I should mind my own business and stop being such a nosy bitch. Fuck.
Sisters have no boundaries.
They have no boundaries. I'm so glad I don't have one. I let it go and forgot about it until I got on Sims that night and my account was logged out. So I logged back in and my account was overridden. This means that all my progress before the override was gone. That is actually a lot of work. Do you know how many hours that is? But anyway, I was blind with rage and I confronted my sister about it, who simply said, if you get involved in my business, I'll get involved with yours.
It's so funny that like her business is Sims. Like it's like, you're getting involved in my affair, so I'm gonna get
No, but like as a Sims player, like that's actually traumatizing.
At least I know if anything ever goes wrong, like Sophia and Alex, I can just hack into your Sims to their revenge.
Jesus! Fucking hell!
Got involved in my business, which is like my affair, my family, so I get involved in yours, which is
Sims. Like, I just think it's so ironic. I brought this up in I didn't even know this was
the podcast. Truly foreshadows.
It does, truly. Oh my god. Okay, I stream The Sims on Twitch and make YouTube videos, and I have a few thousand subscribers, and I average around 3k views on my streams on all platforms combined. I make a good amount of money from Twitch, and although it's not my main source of income, it really helps me financially, and it's really nice having the extra money. So without my Sims account, I cannot stream.
Okay, so it's more than just her business of like her Sims play on the side.
But that would have been enough for me. That would have been enough for me. I was destroyed about this. I spoke to my parents about the situation and they were sympathetic as they know that I stream it to my subscribers and I've loved the game ever since it came out. But they were confused as to why she would have done such a thing, so I told them about Stephanie's affair and they were livid. They love Trench and they have always been extremely supportive of Stephanie and Trench's relationship. They love him like a son and advised me to tell him before they got married. This ultimatum put me in a very uncomfortable position, but I knew he deserved the truth and I wanted to get back at my sister. I love the pettiness, still doesn't know this. I called Trench and asked him to meet for a coffee, and that's when I told him what I knew. He was absolutely crushed. He was hysterical right there in the cafe. Trench and I then drove to my parents' house where Stephanie was to pick up Miranda as my parents were babysitting her while Stephanie went to work. Trench and I walked in and Stephanie can immediately tell what's happened by his red puffy face. That shows he's obviously been crying, but instead of apologising or attempting to fix her relationship, she turns to me and begins cussing me out and hysterically screaming all kinds of obscenities until my parents intervene and attempt to calm her down. Trench looks completely devastated and takes Miranda off my mother and then leaves the house. At this point, Stephanie is still yelling at me and my parents tell her to leave. I leave about 15 minutes after Stephanie and go home. I get a text from Stephanie reading, "Thanks a lot, you fucking bitch. Thanks to you, Trench has left me and taken my child. This is all your fault because you couldn't stay out of my fucking business and you always have to get involved because you're a sad, miserable, lonely bitch who no one could ever love." God, straight for the jugular. I tried to reply, but she'd already blocked my number since then. She's cut off all contact with me and my parents and we haven't heard from her since. My parents said that they don't care to fix the relationship, but Stephanie has shown them who she truly is. My friend said that I should have stayed out of her love life and it was unnecessary to cause this whole blow up, and my brother said I'm an asshole for outing her and breaking up the family, and now I'm questioning if I did the right thing.
Whew. Oh.
Wow.
This is a lot. First of all, the parents cut off the relationship with their own child.
That's bad. But she must have... No, do you know what? I'm not judging. I don't know the situation.
Also, where's the affair man and where's the boss in all this?
Yeah, where's the boss now?
I need more. Like, no, but like, where is he? Like, are they together?
I'll find out now when I go through the updates.
Oh, there's updates.
There's updates.
And okay, so my initial thoughts are, number one, I don't have a sister, and like you said, I'm quite grateful for that.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought
I'm not outing any sisters out there, but my mom has 3 of them.
Yeah.
And the way sisters
speak to each other is scary.
Is because there's no boundaries.
There actually, and I think with brothers there isn't, but with sisters it's worse. Like,
no, because like brothers, like you won't get like sisters. And I'm sure there's loads of sisters who couldn't imagine their life without it. Like you couldn't be more close to a human being ever
than your sister.
Yeah. But also, they just say the most outlandish shit. Like, so I'd be like, I could never, like, there's just no coming, but because you're sisters, there's always coming back from it because you're sisters.
Because you're sisters. It's like, do you ever see that thing that's like, you know, I can say whatever to my sister, but if my friend chimes in, they can't, kind of a thing. Yeah. That's how close it is, yeah.
But I'm so happy I don't have a sister.
Do you want the updates?
I don't know. Would I get involved in... I think if it was that you were going to marry, because that person's going to be your brother or sister-in-law.
Sorry, I just hit my glasses off the mic, guys. I just seen this sound wave. Yeah, I think I would. Would you? I think I would. I don't think I'd be able to keep that to myself.
I think I would as well, unless
and especially I feel like as a sister, like you are also accountable for like checking your fucking sister when they're being a piece of shit. Like that was being a piece of shit. Like,
well, the fact that she was still planning on marrying him, it wasn't like, no, we're gonna end it. Like she was continuing planning on marrying him. Like, why?
There's a child involved as well. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, the updates.
I'm so intrigued.
I thought instead of replying to each individual comment, I would make an edit and explain some questions I've been getting.
Gorgeous.
No, I'm not in contact with my sister or my brother anymore, and neither is anyone else in my family, which I don't feel like I need to get into right now. This happened when I was 18. I'm now 23. There was some confusion as I posted the story in another thread a little while ago, and no one commented, so I tried this one and still wanted clarity. Trench and I are now very close and live together and co-parent Miranda, who is now 6 years old. For those commenting about my brother, you were in fact correct. He was cheating on his girlfriend at the time, which explains why he was so defensive about outing cheaters. Guess it runs in the family. But thank you for all your kind words and advice. What?
The fact that she's living
and co-parenting.
That's a slippery slope right there.
I feel like...
Like, if she ends up with Trent...
Yeah.
Like... Because it's like, did she have a crush on Trent all along? Because he was like the older brother figure, but wasn't...
It's always my sister.
Oh,
like,
that's messy.
Have you ever seen
you
All
don't
the Boys
need to
I've
move
Loved
in.
Before? It's kind of like that. She fancied her sister's like thing.
Like, I think co-parent, the little girl is stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. Because obviously the mom isn't in the daughter's life anymore, I would assume. But moving in together is wild.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Am I the asshole for preferring my friend's bestie romantically over him? I'm 27 female, have a good friend 32 male. We've been friends for several years and he finds me attractive, but the attraction is not reciprocated. He's aware of this and I have always been fully transparent that I will never find him attractive. He says he accepts this. Fast forward to current. He has a best friend 26 male who is completely my type, and then when the two of us talk we feel complete. Our mutual attraction to each other is obvious. So much our friends have pointed it out in a tone in my voice or my face lighting up when he comes around. Everything has been laid out on the table and things that happen are natural responses. He seems more annoyed by it than anything, but am I really in the wrong here?
No, absolutely not.
I don't think so either.
If he's not accepting that you only want to be friends, that's a him problem.
That's a him problem.
That is his problem. Have you ever had a guy friend be in love with you?
Have I ever had a guy friend be in love with me? Apparently there was one of them years ago, but I wasn't aware about it until I started going out with... Have you ever had...
Not that I know of.
Yeah. I don't think I have either.
I've never had that sticky situation of like someone, like unrequited love.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Unrequited love is so sad.
What's unrequited mean?
It's not reciprocated. So like unrequited love would be like if you were madly in love with someone and they just did not.
Yeah, that is heartbreaking.
Like fully falling in love with your best friend and then just being like, no.
There was one of my best friends before, but I really fancied him and I was like, oh, I can't shit in my own doorstep here. Like, he's like one of my friends, like I can't do it. I told all my friends I found him so attractive and I would like get jealous when my best friends would like be around him, and I used to get like so thick. And then one day I thought that they were like meeting up behind my back because I could see on Snapchat maps. And I was like freaking out. I was like, what the fuck? And they were like being very like blasé and weird in messages, and I came home, the two of them organised a surprise like birthday thing for me. I was like, ah! But then anyway, really like cute. A year later when I was drunk and like not living in the same country as him, I Snapchatted him being like, you know, I fancied you before, and he's like, I fancied you too. And I was like, oh my god!
I love that.
I know, it's so cute, so romantic.
The romance.
Okay, am I the asshole for not fully supporting my husband's dreams?
Quick answer, yes. But I want to see the story.
Let me get into it. Okay, so my husband 30 and I 28 have been together for 4 years, married too, and have a toddler together. My husband has always been the kind of person who never overthinks and goes with the flow. That's pure like you, actually.
He's me.
And I've always seen the opposite. I always like to see the cons and pros, that's me, of things and plan ahead. With this in mind, I've changed a lot. My husband has always wanted big things and I've always given my input. But he says I'm never on his side, or I always put him down with what he wants. But I don't feel like that's the way. It's comfort... Sorry lads. There's so much words here and they're all so small. It's comforting to me to know that all the possibilities, even though they'll never happen. I do understand that this can be quite frustrating, so I always end up doing whatever he wants and give in to it, not to argue, even if it affects us financially. For context, I should also point out that I work too. I used to work full-time because my husband had to take a mental health break and I had to work more. So he quit his job and started another one where he worked 3 to 4 hours at night, 5 days a week, sometimes 6, and I started full-time. At first I didn't care, but our little one growing up, I missed a lot of it, and me having to get home and cook and then take care of our baby, plus a lot of arguments about who was and not doing enough. He would always complain about something I wasn't doing enough in his eyes. I had to tell him to go back to work for the sake of our relationship and honestly for my well-being. This was after a year of him on the break. It's things like this where I feel like I have been more than understanding and giving. I know how hard it can be working part-time and caring for a child, but he never cared that I had to... Sorry, I need to take a break there. I got so distracted. He never cared when I had to come home from a full-time job, 8 to 4:30, 5 days a week, and cook and clean and take care of our baby while he slept. Our baby would sleep in late, so bedtime was around 12 to 1 a.m. most nights, but he would never see that. With all this said, my husband has been back in a full-time job and me back part-time for about 2+ months, and it's been great. I finally get to spend time with my little one, clean the house, cook. He still does the chores and cares for our daughter for me to shower and helps putting her to sleep. Today he came up to me all happy that he's been thinking of going back to school, med school. To clarify, he does not have a bachelor's degree or any other type of college education. His dream has always been to be a doctor, and ever since we've been together I've always told him to go for it, if not be an RN or a PA, since it's a lot financially, but he usually never takes my advice or does anything about his dreams. So when he came up to me with this, I felt like it was just something he was thinking, but then he kept going on how much he's researched and how inspired he was and how it started to sound serious. So with the overthinker I am, I said, okay, how many years does it take? When would he start? And then I said I would have to go back to working full-time, right? Then it would be tough studying full-time to working the rest, so Anyway, I told him I was just giving my opinion and wanted him to be honest, but that I never said I wouldn't support him. I just wanted to be sure of what he wants, because once we go through it, we can't back out. Then things started to get heated, and he said I was thinking about stuff that would happen in 10 years that weren't important right now, which I don't think, me having to work full-time and moving into his mom's house because we can barely afford rent now. When he starts studying, it would be much easier, is something to think about in 10 years, more like once he starts studying. Anyways, we started raising our voices and he kept telling me I never support him, and now he doesn't want to do anything thanks to me. I tried to talk to him to see my side, and he said yeah, whatever. And I just felt hurt and left the room. He has small talk to me and I'm just ignoring him because he tries to move on without talking about it like always. I hate when fucking people do that. I'm upset because I feel my opinions aren't valid, and when we always jump into things because of him and see ourselves struggling, I feel he has to remember that we have a toddler together and have to think about the possibilities and not worry 2 to 3 years into it when we are stuck and have to either quit his dreams or, who knows, drown in debt. I am upset and feel like my wants don't matter, but sometimes I feel like maybe I'm exaggerating and don't know what to do. Am I the asshole for not fully supporting him with his decision and worrying about what ifs? Please help.
Okay, so I know my initial reaction was she is the asshole, but number one, I just don't think these people are compatible.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think they should be married with a kid.
I know.
First of all.
100%.
So that's my first thing. I think they're not compatible. And, you know, when you're someone who is a glass half full, dreamer, etc., the last person, like, of course it's good to have someone to give you advice, but the last person you need to be married to is someone who's completely the opposite, to the point where they're like, and what if this happens, and what if this happens? Because if you're more of a risk taker, someone like that can hold you back a little bit. But then again, when you have a family to think about and a kid, you have to have a little bit more responsibility, and you can't just because like I was thinking of myself in that man's shoes, but I was like, it's okay because I'd be the woman and like the man, you know, so the dynamic's slightly different.
I do think,
but I think if you're married to someone who's like a big dreamer and a big, you have to be really careful who you marry.
I do think that at some point, like, this is gonna sound so harsh, people need to grow the fuck up and cop on. Like, what are you doing married with a child? Like, and then all of a sudden deciding that you want to do this. I get there's like being a dreamer and everybody in life. I'm sure that this woman even has dreams that she would love to succeed in and be ambitious, but like knowing that she also has another human that, by the way, both of you decided to make, or even if you didn't decide, that you have a child now, that you're also married, by the way, in a committed relationship, you have a family. Like, he's putting his needs and wants over everyone else in that family. And I find that sometimes people need to actually just grow up and become human beings, like, and actual mature, responsible adults. Like, sometimes you just need to cop on. And I feel like that's what he needs to do. I think
they need to go to therapy.
I think they need to go to therapy, but I also think that this man might have been mollycoddled along the way to...
But also he's only 28 though.
No, he's 30.
Oh, he's 30.
She's 28.
So he's mentally 20.
Yeah, he's 30. She's 28.
Okay. Yeah. I just think this is what happens when you get married too young. And I know getting married at 26 and 27 isn't young, but like...
Although I would argue, because I know some people who got married very young and they're very mature about it. I think
it depends on the person.
Yeah, and I do think you're right. I do think that they need to go to therapy, because I do think that this man needs a slap of reality.
He needs to see that, like, there has to be... Like, he's not being aware of... Like, there's one thing about being a dreamer and wanting to be... Mm-hmm. He might be the best doctor in the world.
Yeah.
But it's the way you go about being like, okay, look, I've actually decided I really want to be a doctor. I know that's going to change our whole dynamic. Yeah. How can we work together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
You know what? 99% of the world's problems are caused by miscommunication or lack of communication.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, she was just trying to be open a dialogue and even say that, like, she doesn't feel like her opinion's valid, because in fairness, all it seems in that aspect is he's just showing his. Yeah. I just think he needs to grow up.
Am I the asshole by ending a friendship over $2?
That's petty. Go on.
So me and my friend of a few years decided to take a weekend trip to Seattle from Canada. Ooh. Huge mistake. Want to know who your friends are? Travel together.
They do always say that.
She was a nightmare all weekend, acting insane. I've been there many times and know the city well. She, second timer. She argued with me over everything. Where to park, rushing her when it took her 30 minutes just to do her foundation in the car when we arrived. Wouldn't believe I knew directions of things she wanted to see. Yelled at me in a bar because a guy apparently was looking at me and I refused to go talk to him. Did I say I wasn't even interested? Nope. It was just so many micro things that built up over the weekend. Was no longer fun at all. Finally going home, she is driving and asks me which bridge she should take. I say bridge to the left. By the way, both were toll bridges at the time. We arrived at the bridge and she starts screaming at me, like screaming, while I'm on the phone saying she wanted to take the other bridge because her mom worked there, so she got the toll for free. Could have mentioned that before. I said to calm the fuck down, I'll give you the $2. Then a month goes by and she has the audacity.
She asked her the $2 back.
She has the audacity to send me a text saying, so I got that bridge bill. I asked her if she was seriously going to make me pay that $2. I said, no, you're being ridiculous. She called me a bitch. Soon after that, I was done with the friendship. Am I the asshole?
No. $2 is fucking nothing.
Also, like, I think the friendship was done pre the $2.
Yeah, I think that was the icing on the cake for the friendship ending, to be honest.
That one was good.
We used to have a friend in college, he was like that, would ask for like 50 cents back or €2 back, we'd be like, let it go, like. So funny.
There's just, I think as a girl with her Venus and Taurus as well, like...
We are very lavish. We're very gifty though.
Yeah, I'm gifty, I'm generous. Yeah. Like, I'll buy you shit, but like, don't ask me for it.
$2, like.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to click it. Oh, I have two. Oh, this is a long one. Okay.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband I'm done paying his bills?
Okay, interesting.
Why are these people getting married so young? Anyway, I am 23 and my husband is 26.
Okay.
I have 2 stepkids.
Wait, he's 26?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have 2 stepkids and 1 biologically mine, but I claim them as mine always.
Oh, lovely.
No,
that is lovely.
I know, I just love the comment.
Lovely.
My husband recently lost his job for the 3rd time in the past year and a half due to attendance. His last job let him go like the 2 other jobs did. The first time he was let go, I was going through it because my younger 2 just started daycare after staying home with me for almost a year and a half. My husband kept calling out because he so-called wanted to spend time with his family at home, but when he was home, he would just play video games or leave to go play basketball. At first, he had the pay time off to stay home, but it started running out and he wasn't getting paid. So I decided to find a full-time job while my kids were at daycare, but nowadays daycare costs more than a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah, it does.
I know what you guys would say, why didn't he stay home with your kids? But honestly, he would fall asleep watching them or play games not watching them. So I felt more comfortable with them in daycare actually being watched. And to the point I had to take out loans to pay for my kids' daycare, his car that's under his dad's name, and other bills. I couldn't take it anymore. I was stressed, depressed, and exhausted because I was still taking care of my kids while being a full-time worker. I told my mother-in-law that I was exhausted, seeing him sleeping in and doing nothing all day, but she told me to think about how he felt and that I shouldn't make him feel bad about losing his job. 5 months of being unemployed, he finally gets a job for only 4 months. Mind you, I was still recovering from him the first time he got fired. My mother-in-law told him not to worry about finding another job, just to go to school full time. I explained to her I would be okay with that if I could take the kids out of daycare because it would help me financially and pay back the loans also. He could be a full-time dad/student. She then told me he can't be a full-time dad and a student, and that's not fair to him. And of course, I felt bad about suggesting that. 3 months later, he still wasn't enrolled in college or had a job. I told him I needed help with our bills, kids, and the upkeep of our house. But he went to go tell his mom what I told him, so she told me she did it by herself and she didn't depend on her husband. I told my husband I didn't sign up to do this by myself and I should depend on him for certain things like his children. He told me he had been looking at jobs and applying, but no one had gotten back to him. I told him I understood, but could you help me in other ways? I really thought he understood where I was coming from, but that only lasted 2 weeks. But he finally found a job that only lasted 8 months due to attendance. I recently enrolled in college, so I finally put my foot down because it's unfair to me as his wife, suffering and stressing about how I can pay all these bills by myself. Meanwhile, being a full-time mom, full-time worker, and a part-time student, I told him and his mother I was done paying his bills and I was only going to focus on myself and the kids. His mom told me that's not how our marriage works, so am I the asshole for telling him I'm done paying his bills?
No.
You need to leave the husband.
Yeah, he needs to go. What? And the mother also needs to fucking jog on as well.
This is not a relationship. She has 4 children. She doesn't have 3, she has 4, and one of them is her husband.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. And you know what? That mother is enabling him to be like that.
This is what I mean. You have to be so careful.
So careful.
About
so
who
careful.
you get into a relationship and have children with.
I know, literally, like...
That
was very young to get married though, like 23 and 26.
Do you know what? Some people I just don't know.
Like, they're younger than us.
Why is she...
Could you imagine the two of us getting married now?
I can't imagine.
I actually would get married in the morning if I found the right person though.
Oh, I think I've got to be a shotgun. Yeah.
I was in the middle of a yawn and I said that. Why was so alive?
I was saying earlier,
telepathy. This is, you've just witnessed telepathy here.
We're the same person.
Yeah.
I will talk to men. I will entertain them until they give me, I'll be so obsessed with a man when I'm talking to him.
Yes.
But that does not mean I'm getting into a relationship with him. Do you know that kind of way?
I get that.
Like, a relationship is... But if I did get into a relationship with someone and we were truly, madly, deeply in love...
Yeah.
Even though, I don't know, shotgun wedding, do you really know them? People are terrifying.
I know. I just feel like my mom always says, when Neil finds the one, I can see her getting married 6 months after finding him. And
that's what my friends say to me. They're like, because I'm like, who's going to be married first out of all of us? And they're like, it's a bitch, it's going to be you.
Yeah.
You're I met this man, we're in love, we're getting married, let's go.
My friends used to always say that I was going to be the first to have a baby out of them, but I wasn't. But I better be the fucking next. I better be the fucking next, I'm telling you. Honestly.
Oh.
God, yeah.
Am I the asshole?
Yeah. So in turn, I think everyone wasn't the asshole.
No, I don't think a lot of these...
Except for that girl at The Sims. Why the fuck did you move in with Trench?
Why did she move in? But I think a lot of times people are gaslit into thinking they're the asshole.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And this is why, I was actually saying this last night, a lot of times in life we kind of slide by, right? We get stuck in situations and we don't take ourselves out and write down pen and paper, ask ourselves the questions, what's going on, how am I feeling, and get to the root. And that's why people stay in relationships they don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy. You're on the outside looking in. You're like, oh, obviously you're the asshole.
Yeah.
But when you're in it, it's harder to have clarity.
It is harder to be have clarity when you're in it, fuck's sake. Relationships are tough. My head's kind of fried after reading all them.
I know.
Are yours?
Yeah. I'm kind of like, wow, that was...
Life is crazy for some people. Not for us, though.
Not for us. Okay, so
and on that note...
So what's the update for the rest of your weekend, your week before Boston? Tell me about your life. So you're currently, when this episode goes out, are you going to be back or you're going to be like mid Boston? Knees deep in Boston?
I'll be middle of Boston when this one comes out. Yeah, it'll be the Wednesday, so I'll be halfway through my thing.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm already going to be over
Have you started packing?
No.
Oh.
I've literally, last time we were like so ready, like the week before, everything was organised. I need to get health insurance or travel insurance before I go.
Do you not have it with Revolut?
Health insurance?
Yeah.
No, I get it with Leia because I'm with Leia back here, so I'm going to do health insurance before I go, and then I have my ESTA, so I just need to pack, get some dollars out, because a lot of places like cash over in America, they're still like way back in the...
And you like tipping?
Tipping, I like tipping.
Yeah, because a lot of places in America don't have like Apple Pay, don't they not?
No, a lot of places don't. You'd be very surprised.
It's mad.
So, and they've only like in the last year or two got tapped with certain cards, like they don't... Yeah, it's weird.
I'd be screwed because all I use is this for Apple Pay. Like I don't know where my cards are.
Yeah, I only thought when I left the house today, oh shit, my cards are at home, and I don't know I have my phone, but
yeah.
Do you not know your pins?
No.
Oh, that's funny. Do you have a limit on your card? No. When you tap, you don't have a limit.
No.
I have a limit. I have €50, so I always have to have the card. So I'll just keep tapping otherwise.
Yeah, so will I, but.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, fair enough.
I just don't budget. I'm just fiscally irresponsible.
I've actually gotten better, I think, a small bit.
I don't actually know. I take that back. I'm not fiscally irresponsible. Money is energy. It's always flowing to me anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just something I don't need to stress about.
Yeah.
Because all words have energy. I'm not irresponsible.
Literally. So what are you doing for the rest of your weekend?
I don't think I have any plans. I have a very exciting prospect which could lead to me not being here when you get back.
Yeah. This might be the last one you got in person.
Literally, you could come back and I could be like, I'm gone.
I know. That would be crazy.
And yeah, I don't know, might take a flight soon.
Catch flights, not feelings.
I don't really have any major plans. I'm going to Thailand at Christmas. I feel I haven't really said this. I said this on YouTube, but I haven't said it on Instagram and stuff. And also, I'm gearing up for Vlogmas. So we really need to plan the podcast.
Vlogmas is going to be... I told Rebecca that like this time last year I was getting ready to move home.
Yeah.
You started Vlogmas and I was packing and I was actually depressed, like bawling my eyes out leaving Manchester because obviously I love it so much, but I was crying so much, and the only thing that soothed me was your Vlogmas. It actually made me happy to come home.
Last year was the first year I've ever successfully done vlog. It's a YouTube, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a YouTube video every single day of December.
It was so
like
good.
A vlog, like a full...
I loved it.
It was stressful because that's what I thrive under. I thrive under.
Yeah.
So it was actually... I think I've never been more like productive or successful.
When are you gone? Is it the 18th to Thailand?
I haven't booked my flights yet. I should really do that.
You always do this. Christmas is so expensive as well.
No, I think I'm going to be flying out around the 21st to the 22nd.
Oh, not bad.
And I'm so excited because I'm going to do a solo travel day. Yeah, I'm going to get an Emirates flight.
Lovely.
I'm going to vlog. So Vlogmas is starting... Maybe in Ireland, maybe somewhere else.
Lovely.
And then we could be in 3 locations over Vlogmas. Like it could be 3 different countries.
That would be the most successful Vlogmas
that
ever.
Would be. People would be like, "What? Wait, where's she going now?" So yeah, it's my busy time of year. But to be honest, the son's about to move into my first house, so.
This is literally like what I said in the last podcast.
It's like about to be Sagittarius season, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. So.
Oh yeah, fire sign season.
You're so like.
And then Capricorn then.
Yeah.
Then it goes
Capricorn. So the sun is currently, because you're a Virgo rising, so the sun's currently in your 3rd house of day-to-day life.
Yeah, one of our friends, one of their birthdays is like the last day of Sagittarius, and the first day is the next day is Capricorn.
Yeah.
And they're best friends, and they're like best friend birthdays are like one day after each other, but they're completely different star signs. I think that's so cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would love to see their birth charts.
I know, me too.
I love looking at birth charts. But yeah, so that's why I'm gearing up for a busy season.
Exciting.
I feel like my life is about to just take off.
Yeah.
Like I feel like once Sagittarius season
Christmas,
starts,
it's always so busy, but it is going to be a bit hectic. But we'll have fun with it.
We will. We'll plan the episodes. We're not about to miss a week. I swear to God,
No,
we're not.
Won't. No, we
I'd
won't.
love to get a year, like straight.
No break, yes.
I love how at the start as well you were like, I want to do 10 episodes, and now we're like a year.
I know. Literally, it's like, yeah, let's just push it to the year now. But no, we definitely could.
Push it to the limit, cause we're in it to win it.
In it to win it.
Oh yeah. On that note,
I was just about to wrap it up too. Guys,
we're so insane.
When we're around it, I swear to God, we say the same thing. Thank you so much for watching.
Hasta la vista.
And I will chat to you when I'm home from America.
Oh my God, what are we gonna? How is our life gonna change between now and the next time?
I hope I have really funny stories, because last time I came back, I had the "What's good, Shoddy?"
What's good,
Shoddy? It's me. What's good, Shoddy?
Bye.
Bye.